Hello friends! Tonight I want to talk about something that I consider really important, especially at this time of year as we're approaching New Year's resolutions and all that sort of thing, deciding how you want to spend the next year of your life. And especially if you're young or if you're new to the faith, I think it's super important to take your faith into your own hands and make it your own. So not just the fundamental level of deciding like, what is my faith? Do I believe in God or not? Do I follow different religions or not? Or is my faith in something else entirely? That is an important life decision that you need to make for yourself, not based on what your parents are doing, not based on what your friends are doing, but based on what you believe. But even at a more involved level, deciding that within your faith, what are you going to believe? So for example, I'm a Christian and I follow the teachings of Jesus, and that means that there is a huge spectrum of a range of different things that different denominations of Christianity believe, different forms of worship, different ways of loving God and loving people, and there is such a wide spectrum when it comes to how people interpret the Bible, which is the main text of Christianity. So deciding what you believe, even just within one particular faith group, can be quite a challenge. And but it's really important because your faith defines how you live to a big extent. Like if you believe that gender equality is important, for example, you're going to treat men and women differently to someone who, because of their faith, doesn't believe gender equality is an important value. So this video is not going to be about me saying what I believe on any particular issue, and that's the whole point. I want you to make the decision for yourself. But I am going to outline for you some of the things that for me over the past, especially over the past 12 years since I gave my life to Christ, that I've decided were important for me to work out. Like, what do I believe? How am I going to treat people on this issue? How am I going to respond to God on this issue? And outline what kind of tools and resources can you use when you're trying to make up your mind about what you believe. So some of the things that I've thought about over the past 12 years probably started off with things like, is it okay for me to drink? What about getting drunk, drinking a lot? What about, what does the Bible say about suicide and depression? What do I believe about heaven and hell? Is there heaven and hell? What do I believe about sex before marriage? What do I believe about how God loves people who are of different sexual orientations or sexual expressions? How do I think God loves people of different religious beliefs and different faith beliefs? What are some other ones? Yeah, okay, well those are probably the main ones if they're the ones that come to mind straight away. So how have I gone about making decisions about what I believe and trying to work out exactly what I believe on those fronts? Well, first of all, I've read the Bible because, as I said, that is the main text for Christianity. That is, when I say text, I mean that's like the written down roadmap for what those are the instructions God has given us. Those are the guidelines. Unfortunately, it's not written like a book of instructions or written like a book of, it's not a science textbook or anything that's like that. So it's not structured in a way that you can just be like, oh, bam, 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 step 1, step 2, step 3, okay, I'm a Christian, but, I'm getting off track. Yeah, so I read the Bible. I've read through the Bible many, many, many times now, as in the whole lot, not just like the bits that I like, not just the bits that get preached on, not just Psalms. Oh my gosh, if I have to hear another sermon about someone saying, Psalms is so powerful. Yeah, Psalms is powerful, but you know what? some of the really weird bits of Joshua and Leviticus are really powerful too. So read the whole Bible. Yeah. I've got a whole nother video on how to get some Bible knowledge if you actually don't like reading. And I'll try to remember to link that in the description box down below, or maybe to put a link up here somewhere. But yeah, I'm pretty bad at remembering to add links, so forgive me. It's in the TJ Talk playlist, so have a look for it there. It's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, definitely read the Bible, and like sometimes, especially when I'm in a hurry to make a decision, I mean, you can read if you're a skim reader, you can read the entire Bible in a matter of hours. Like, I've read it in one night, at least twice in my life. Once when I was trying to decide about the whole sex before marriage thing, and once, you know, because it was before a date, and you want to make that decision before you go on the date. Yeah. And another time about, you know, when I was reading books about like the Genesis, the fall of man and all that sort of thing, and I wanted to see the whole picture in context, and it was important to get the whole context and not sort of forget what I'd already read, so I wanted to read it all at once. Okay, so that was the Bible. That was a lot of talking. I'll cover the other ones more quickly. Podcasts, listen to a lot of podcasts, and thankfully, like, you know, we're so spoilt for choice. iTunes, Audible, like there's a bunch of different, you know, Podkicker, there's so many podcast platforms these days, and you can search really easily for podcasts on the topic that you want to know about. Yeah. Then lots of video sermons from other churches. So, for example, I've said that, you know, I don't necessarily just go to my church and listen to the sermons that they preach and go, oh, okay, that is the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I will go looking for other sources to validate or to add value, to add meaning. And especially because like I used to go to just sort of what I would call the youth service at my church, and yeah, often the sermons will be a little bit simplified for the audience, right? And so if I want a broader picture or a more deeper interpretation of the Bible, I might go looking for different churches' topics on that topic. Sorry, different churches' sermons on that topic to get a more clearer and more comprehensive view. So, for example, what does this verse actually mean in like the Hebrew or the Greek, or why is this verse being interpreted a certain way? Because I can tell you what, like, people who read the Bible literally, the English Bible that we read has been translated so many times and in a lot of different ways. And the reason for that is that Hebrew and Greek and Latin, they're all really difficult ancient languages. And when you translate something from Hebrew or Greek or Aramaic into, you know, a different language, usually Latin, and then into English, and then retranslate into modern English, you've done a lot of hopping. And basically, you know, the phrase lost in translation, yeah, a lot of stuff gets lost in translation. So it's really helpful. Like, I haven't been to Bible college, but lots of pastors have. So I listen to sermons by lots of different pastors to get a, yeah, more comprehensive view. Cool. Then I read a lot of books. Not going to say too much about that. And there are lots of blogs by cool Christian authors that can really unpack things quite quickly for you. So if you want to have a quick Google, yeah, there are some good authors out there. I think for me the main thing was just to get a wide variety of different sources, because, you know, the more people saying the one thing, the more likely it is that you're going to get a close, variations on the truth, getting closer and closer to the truth sort of thing, like, or to a truth that you can accept and that you can believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if only one person is saying something, they might have it right, but I like to look for validation in multiple sources. Yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts on making faith decisions for yourself. I also think that, like, if you have a mentor or if you have people in your life that you respect, ask their opinion on topics, because often they're able to give you, quite good detailed, why they believe what they believe. But again, just want to come back to, like, do your own research. Like, don't just go, oh, people that I trust believe this, I should believe this. That's a real childlike faith. That's like when Jesus says, look, you all just want spiritual milk. Oh, sorry, it's not Jesus. I think this is Paul talking. He says, you all just want spiritual milk. You should be ready for solid foods by now, but you're not. I think it is Paul. Anyway, so that's my long rambling talk. Sorry it was a long one, but yeah. Happy Vlogmas. I'm doing a few videos in the lead up to Christmas, and I'm going to call that Vlogmas. Usually people would do daily vlogs, but I'm not that committed. Okay. Comment down below with your favourite methods for figuring out tricky faith issues. Okay. Love you guys. Bye-bye.